Woke up this morning to read that Charlie Watts has passed away, drummer of the Rolling Stones, at 80 years old. I guess probably some of us, if you think about it, saw this coming. I mean, those guys are pretty old, that whole band. But, still very sad and kind of shocking news to wake up to. Yeah, it's really just sad. Um, I'm reading online. I mean, it's just my whole Facebook. Everybody's, paying tribute and, rest in peace and all that stuff, and just photos and some pretty cool posts about his life and just about experiences they had with him. And I just want to say, I really, really loved Charlie's feel and the way that he played. And sorry, this is like totally unscripted here, so I'm just riffing. But, I just dug his whole vibe, his whole groove, his whole pocket, his kind of swing that he inserted in the music, whether it was on purpose or not, didn't matter. My opinion is that he's one of the hardest drummers to try and emulate his feel. So when you're on a gig and Rolling Stones tune gets called and, you're trying to play it like the record, very difficult to try and capture that. Certainly there's a few obvious things. I mean, he didn't play the hi-hat when playing the snare drum, so it's kind of like a that's certainly, one of the most easiest ways to try and emulate him. But there was so much more than that, just in regards to his touch, his feel, the fills that he would play or not play. Listen to Satisfaction and there are no fills, and it's just kind of unison hands and feet almost, like kind of loose sloppy eighths on the hat. And the whole entire song through is like that. But then again, you listen to the songs like Start Me Up, where there's like ghosted notes. And, never mind the intro where he makes a mistake and he comes in on the wrong beat and then corrects it, and then they keep it, and then it goes on to be like a huge hit for them. But like, try and get that feel. There's just like this sort of relaxed feel, but yeah, it's still on edge, is how I would describe it. And, like when he goes around the kit, it sounds to me like he's very right hand oriented, like gang 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 goom 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 goom, that kind of thing. Gang 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 goom 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 goom. So his right hand kind of moves around the kit, but his left hand stays put on the snare, kind of ghosting and playing like little drags and little ghosted notes on the snare in between tom hits. Very, very Charlie. Or sometimes he would play the 1, 2, 3, so he'd take away the backbeat and turn it around and just put the backbeat instead of on beat 4, he puts it on the and of 4, which gives that sort of like tension and release kind of feeling. It's really, really, really cool. So Charlie being, the drummer for one of the greatest rock bands ever in history, but yet in true essence, he was a jazz drummer. And in between, Rolling Stones projects and tours, he would go out and record his own records and, perform live with a jazz band. playing actual, swing music, old school. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Trad grip player, like myself. I should say I'm like him, really. Um, Always dig that. Um, just very vibey. Um, Played that famous Gretsch drum kit, that sort of natural wood finish Gretsch, just simple 4-piece kit with some, you know, odds and ends type cymbals. Very, very cool, very, very unique individual for sure. So um, I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts a little bit. And yeah, he's gone. Should be interesting to see if the Rolling Stones will continue to tour and work and to record. And many of you know that Steve Jordan was called upon to play the next tour coming up here in just a few months, a few weeks even. So I wonder what will play out in regards to that, and if they will still tour, and if they will still, work as a band. So I don't know. I'm not going to make any predictions, but it'll be interesting to see. And certainly, Steve Jordan, you know, is the right drummer for that. If they do end up touring and recording, working, whatever, what have you. So yeah, that's all I got. Charlie Watts, rest in peace.